You received your PhD from Columbia Pacific University?
Correct.
And that school's no longer operating, correct?
Well, it stopped operating 13 years after I was there.
All right.
It was operating just fine while I was there.
And it wasn't an accredited school, correct?
Matter of fact, I brought something for you. Hang on one second.
Well, my question, it wasn't accredited, was it?
Well, it was approved by the Department of Public Instruction for the state of California, and I have a document that says that.
And I don't deny that it was approved by them, but it wasn't accredited, correct? That's different.
It was an application to be approved for accreditation.
All right. And it was denied, correct?
Not while I was there. The whole time I was there, it was my degree program was approved for accreditation. It was on the accreditation track while I was there.
And it was closed because it virtually had no academic standards, correct?
Well, I have to disagree with you. When I was there, here again, Counselor, I think you need to do some homework.
Right.
Okay, but I will tell you.
And I'm sure Mr. Smith will ask you those questions.
All right, I will just kindly disagree with you.
He does have to have the opportunity to answer.
And it found that it failed to meet various requirements for issuing PhD degrees, correct?
Counselor, that happened after 1997. I graduated, I was there from 83 to 86, and I was actually an adjunct professor there, and I will assure you that it had every bit as good education as a place like Stanford University, Harvard, Yale. I had a dissertation. I had to defend my dissertation. I had all my graduate credits, which were all from accredited universities. I had a scholarship from the California Peace Officers Association to go there, so they fully vetted it. And by the way, you can't be a professor at a state university in the state of California and have a doctorate degree without being vetted.
Okay, so, but you're aware that this degrees from this university aren't recognized in states like Oregon, correct?
I could care less what's used in the state of Oregon, Counselor.
And you're familiar that there was an article in the Sacramento Bee from the Associated Press saying the state had been trying to shut down the school from almost the day it opened.
I completely disagree with that. The university had a wonderful reputation, and like I said, I've got a document here that verifies that. I've never had any problem at any university that I've been a professor at. And by the way, as I said before, I was a division dean in a police academy in California. I assure you I've been fully vetted.
Dr. Martinelli, they're worried about your PhD.
Oh my God.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, just very, very briefly, I spent 3.5 years getting it and applied for it with a master's degree that's from an accredited university and a bachelor's degree from an accredited university. I was given a scholarship by a state law enforcement organization. When I applied for the school, if I can find the document, which was in 1983, it was in the licensing program for the state of California. And reading from this document here from the state of California, in 1983, after 4 years of operating under a basic licensing, CPU, which is Columbia Pacific University's programs in administration and management, received institutional approval from the California Department of Education. On June 2nd, 1986, the California Department of Education granted all of CPU's programs full institutional approval for an additional 3-year period, ruling that CPU's curricula met California Education Code Section 94310, subsection B, statutory requirement of being, quote, consistent in quality of curricula offered by appropriate established accredited institutions which are recognized by the United States Department of Education. And on that basis...
So Doc, you read something?
Yes.
Okay. And you read that because it's come up before, right?
It came up a couple of times. People don't do their homework.